Hello, hello. Happy New Year's. Hello, everybody. I'm back. I am back. I am so happy to be back with you right here on Wednesdays for Chat and Chill. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And we'll be here every Wednesday for Chat and Chill. So, what is Chat and Chill? Chat and Chill is my concept of hanging out with my girlfriends. You all are my girlfriends, hanging out with you guys and talking about topics and subjects that interest you the most. Oftentimes, because I am a coach, right? Sometimes people aren't able to work with me, but they will DM me their burning questions. And so I decided to take their questions and use it for topics for Chat and Chill. So this is a discussion between you and I, my girlfriends. You're my girlfriends, right? So it's discussion. So I'm going to be reading your comments so that we can talk about these situations and situations that people are going through or current events and things like that. So, for those of you who do not know me, I am Nikisha Michelle, the plus size love doyen. I am the creator of the Ready Woman brand, the lifestyle brand, as well as I am an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Yay, Mary Kay! So I am so excited that my world just keeps expanding and keeps growing. And I'm excited that you continue to expand and grow with me. And tonight, we are going to get into a topic about soulmates, right? We're going to talk about soulmates. And here's the thing, as I get Instagram queued up. Here's the thing about soulmates. Soulmates are not just about romantic relationships. You can have a soulmate in business, like soulmate relationships in business. You can have soulmate relationships in terms of regular platonic friendships. You can have a soulmate relationships in terms of like the type of church that you go to. Soulmate just means that you are on the same, you're in the same alignment in terms of how you feel. You're one on one, you're in the same alignment towards your feelings, and it is a strong divine connection. Okay, it's a strong divine connection. Give me a second. I am sitting here trying to go live on Instagram as well. So just give me 1 second as I fumble with this Instagram. Because I promised them, okay, here we go. Live. There we go. Checking connections. So we are going to be live right here on Instagram. Let's turn this around. There we go. Hey, Instagram. Hey. Long time. So we are live right here. Let me see if I can get everything situated. Okay, perfect. There we go. So we're going to talk about soulmates today, right? And so a young lady wrote into me today early this morning. So this must have really been on her mind. She wrote into me and was asking me questions. She had some questions about a relationship that she had been into that pretty much kind of fizzled out abruptly. And so I'm going to talk to you, going to share that. And for many of you, you might have seen it. I posted it. I screenshot what she asked or her scenario. And I said that I was going to talk about that today. So that's what I'm definitely going to do. But what's up? It's the new year. Listen, today was phenomenal. Look, the pearls. And just in case you didn't know, now you know. Your girl, yes, is a lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I'm just so happy for our new Madam Vice President. I'm so happy for her. And here's the deal, ladies. Here's the deal. I am challenging you all to move. And when I say move, I mean move with the quickness. Move with the quickness out of complacency. Complacency means you are just living day to day, a routine, mundane experience. A routine, mundane experience. Get something in your life that's going to challenge you to break some glass ceilings. That's going to challenge you to do that. And so I specifically this year declared the theme of this year for me is bliss overflow. Bliss overflow. Yes, bliss overflow. Because what I've learned, especially when you're trying to up level your life and you're trying to be extremely successful, you have to have a theme that guides your life, that guides you. And so this year, my coach challenged us to get a theme. And this year, my theme is bliss overflowing. So, what is bliss for those of you who don't know what my concept of bliss is? Bliss is beauty, love, intuition, sensuality, and significance. That is the principles of my life. That is what I live by. That is how I attract all the amazing opportunities. This is how I attract my clients. This is how I attract you through my bliss. And so when you take the time to fine tune the different elements and areas of your bliss, your beauty, your love, your intuition, your sensuality, your significance, guess what? It's going to be like you are so super magnetic and you have the ability to manifest the desires of your heart. And so this year, I'm stepping away from doing a lot of date coaching and matchmaking, which you all know me for. And I'm still going to sprinkle that throughout our year. Like, for an example, we'll talk about this a little later, but I have a 3-day Reimagine Love 3-day Soulmate event, right? Manifesting your soulmate, your vision. I have that going on. That's going to be in February, and the tickets just went on sale today. So throughout the year, I'll sprinkle in love in the appropriate way to attract love, to build on love, to sustain love. But there's so many other areas of bliss outside of love that I want to be able to share. And there's so many things that I'm gifted in and that comes to me naturally. And I want to be able to share how I'm able to prosper in those things and help you improve your life. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to be talking about beauty. We're talking about love. We're talking about how to build your intuition, because listen, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't learn to trust yourself, everything in your life is going to be shaky, your relationships, because if you can't trust yourself, you can't trust other people. If you can't trust yourself, you really can't trust God. You can't trust God to come through for you. You can't trust your relationships to work for you. You can't trust your money. You can't trust your job. You can't trust anything, because the basic element of trust is learning to trust yourself. And what is trusting yourself? It is listening to your intuition, having a strong built up intuition where when your intuition is speaking to you, you get it and you know how to move and make the right decisions. So we're going to be talking about beauty. We're going to be talking about love. We're going to be talking about intuition. We're going to be talking about sensuality. Yes, sensuality. That is so key to us being a woman, being juicy, being vivacious, being voluptuous, right? Who wants a dry apple or a dry fruit like peaches all dried up? Who wants that? Who wants a watermelon that's not juicy, right? So we're going to work on our sensuality, because our sensuality is like the icing to the cake of what makes us magnetic, makes us fun, makes us energetic, makes us stay in our feminine power. So we're going to talk about sensuality, and we're going to talk about significance. What is significance? Learning to make decisions that are in alignment with your life purpose. Many of us don't even know our purpose. So we don't make the right decisions, and we allow fear to keep us from aligning with something that can explode our purpose. And so learning to walk in your significance and understanding what your significance is will help you get to where you want to go much faster. So this year is bliss overflowing. What do I mean by overflowing? I mean blissful experiences after blissful experiences after blissful experiences. Let me give you an example. I've hardly even done any work this month, and money is just coming in from all sorts of places. People who owed me a long time ago, because I'm manifesting and I'm walking in my bliss overflow. A lot of beautiful things just are naturally magnetic and naturally wanting to be share your same space. Naturally, you're able to manifest those things. So this year, I am going to be your guide, your guiding light on the path and the journey to unleashing, calling in your bliss, filling up your bliss so that you can get into the overflow, so that you can stop waiting for things to happen, so that you can stop waiting for love, so that you can stop waiting for your relationship to fix itself, so you can stop waiting for your husband to do this, that, and the other in order for you to be happy, so that you can stop waiting on paychecks, so you can just stop waiting. We just spend our whole life waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for somebody to make us feel good, waiting to finish a degree, waiting to get another job, waiting. We're always waiting. But guess what? The time is now. The time is now. The time is now to stop all this waiting. And let's get into who we're called to be. And if you don't know who you're called to be, it's time to learn that, who you're called to be. Many times, women can't find their soulmate because they haven't even found themselves. And a lot of times when women are so broken and they're so empty and they feel like a man will fix it, it's because their soul is crying out for themselves. It's crying out for attention from you. But we're always waiting on somebody else to jumpstart the party with us when we should be having our own party. And because we're having so much fun and we're so sensual and we're so intuitive and we're in our significance and we're feeling so beautiful and we are just loving on ourselves, when someone sees a party going on, people want to go to where the party's at. But we haven't learned to have a party with ourselves. And that's what stops us a lot of times from attracting love, not learning to party with ourselves. But damn it, this year, we're going to have a party. We are going to party because when the new year get ready to come around again, I want you to be able to look back at your life and see the risks that you've taken. I want you to be able to see the love that you've manifested. I want you to be able to see the relationships that you've mended and that you've taken into a whole new stratosphere. I want you to be able to see weight that you've lost. I want you to look at yourself and just say, wow, admire your own image. I want you to be extremely in your God image power. I don't want you to talk about it. I want you to be able to live it. It's enough for pretending and talking about it, but we're not living it. And I want us to be masters of living an abundant life. a happy life, a juicy life, romantic life, a passionate life, a bliss filled life. That's what you came here to do. Because here's the thing, you can't effectively affect change in any other person or any other thing when you're constantly trying to fix yourself. When you're constantly trying to fix yourself, when you're constantly trying to heal yourself, you're constantly broken, you constantly got stuff going on, one issue after another. How will you ever get to the point where you can be amazing for someone else? We got to learn to get to the point where we're healed, we're whole, we're happy, we're floating in bliss. And when issues and challenges come, we do like this with it, we swat it, and we don't let it break us all the way down. Okay? Because listen, there's so much for you to do. There's so much for you to do. There's people out there looking for you. There is a relationship waiting for you, but it's on the other side of you getting to your bliss. And this year, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get to our bliss. So before I go into telling you this story about this young lady, let me tell you what's going on. So on Wednesdays, we have chat and chill where we're going to be talking and hanging out, and I'll have a topic that we'll be discussing. And so just like we're doing now, so I'm going to do that, right? So Wednesday nights is chat and chill. And then on Fridays, it's begins with beauty. So begins with beauty is when we're going to be talking about beauty. We're going to be talking about what makes us beautiful. We'll be doing product demonstrations. We'll be up leveling our skill. We'll be talking about skincare. We'll be interviewing some amazing women who are either millionaires or on the way to be millionaires and listening how they deal with their beauty. Like, we are going to get into beauty because it begins with beauty. Bliss begins with beauty. So we're going to be talking about our beauty and how to enhance our beauty, how to be comfortable looking at ourselves in the mirror and feeling like $1,000,000. You know, a lot of times we don't get out and do the things and take risks because of how we feel about ourselves. And so I want us to begin to feel like we look and feel like $1,000,000. Because when you look and you feel like $1,000,000, you go get it. You go get whatever it is that you are desiring. You go get it and you are attracting it. And so life is sweet. Life is really, really sweet when you feel good about yourself, okay? So Fridays is begin with beauty. So just call it like a pampering party, a weekly pampering party, okay? Can you get excited about that? A weekly pampering party. Then on the weekends, I'm actually having business building events called Reimagine Beauty and Business. And that is for women who you aspire to be in a situation like me. You know, you aspire to make a lot of money. You aspire to be an entrepreneur. You aspire to feel beautiful. You aspire to help other women feel beautiful. Well, I'm building an amazing team. I'm building an amazing beauty team of women who love to feel beautiful, who want to feel beautiful on a regular basis, and teach other women the same thing: how to feel beautiful, how to take care of themselves, making their self-care a priority. So on the weekends, I'll probably already message some of you guys, right? I want you to just jump in and roll with me this year. And I promise you, as your love doyen, I promise you that if you roll with me this year, you are not going to look the same. You're not going to feel the same. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be more radiant. You're going to be richer. I want all of that for you, okay? So I want you to roll with me. So we got chat and chill on Wednesdays where we just having our girlfriend talk, discussion, keeping up on stuff, love, relationships, whatever, you right? And then on Friday, we have um it begins with beauty, it begins with beauty. So we have that we're going to be talking strictly about our beauty, self-esteem and beauty and self-care. And then the weekends we'll be talking about how I can help you get to the next level financially in your life and upgrade everything about you, because I'm serious. I am going to grow a team that we know how to make $1 million easily. All right. And I want you to be a part of that. Okay. So we're going to be doing that. And then in February, I'm going to kick off on Mondays for us to build our intuition. And it's going to be called Wake Up Love. And Wake Up Love is all about you waking up your spiritual self, your spiritual senses, so that your intuition is strong, that you make right decisions when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to dating, when it comes to making money, when it comes to talking to clients, when it comes to going to school. Like some of you are in school and y'all need to ace school. You're struggling with school. You're struggling with writing papers. You're struggling with reading. All of whatever it is that you have that you want to overcome, it starts spiritually first. And so Wake Up Love is going to be on Mondays at 11 a.m. And we're going to get our meditation on. We're going to get our journaling on. We're going to get our words of encouragement on. So I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. I'm giving you the best that I got this year, okay? Because as my bliss is overflowing, I want your bliss to overflow, all right? So without further ado, let's get into our topic for tonight. And our topic for Chat and Chill for tonight is I thought he was my soulmate. I thought he was my soulmate. So I am going to bring up the actual letter or the actual text that the young lady sent me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring that up. I am bringing that up so that I can be able to read it to you verbatim, and then we're going to answer her question. So give me 1 second. I thought I already had it up. Give me a second. I'm just trying to pull it up. Where is this thing? Can y'all believe I can't even find the thing? I thought I had it right. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Got it. All right, here we go. So here's the note that I received. It says, hello. Okay, it says, hello. Let me make sure. All right. So she says, hello. I was in a relationship. Hello, I was in a relationship that started out back in July 2020. We met on the Black app or BLK app. He was interested in pursuing a committed relationship. He asked on August 9th that we would become exclusive with the intent to be married. That following October, I met his mother. He met my family, and he states to me that he wants to go ahead and get married. So we scheduled a date to go to the probate court. Well, November, I got pregnant and I had a miscarriage. And then I found out that I had thyroid cancer. He shared with me previously that he was a widower and was married to the mother of his 3 children prior to the decease of his wife. I shared with him all of the medical issues I was diagnosed with, and he shared with me that he was scared. So December comes, and he informs me that the 1 year anniversary of his deceased wife had come. And every day after that, he began to drift away emotionally and then physically. The first week into 2021, he says that he's depressed about losing his wife and he needs to do some soul searching. After that admission, he then proceeds to tell me that he will love me, but he can't be in a relationship at this time. As a woman, I was broken. He stopped answering and responding to me. He wouldn't talk to me. I thought I had found my forever love. I'm 33 and I hate to keep starting over. I do love him deeply. Nikisha, should I move on or should I wait? I know that grieving has no end date, but he treated me such like a queen. And now I'm lost as to what I need to do. Can you help me? Woo! So that is her story. And it's bothering her so that I got that message at 2:30 in the morning. At 2:30 in the morning, she's thinking about this man. She's grieving over this man who she thought was her soulmate. So here's how I want to answer her question. Should she move on or should she wait? First, before I answer, I want you to tell me how you would handle this situation. Put in the chat box, how would you handle this situation? Let me see if I can see. I want to ask you, what would you do? Put in the comment section or the chat box how you would answer this. How would you answer it? How would you answer this? Let me go and look at my chats. How would you answer her? Should she wait or should she move on? How would you answer it? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Denise said, that's a lot. Yes, it's a lot. Great evening, beautiful. Hey, Denise. Hey, Lakeish. Thank you, Lakeish. She said, I look amazing. So I want to hear from you guys. How would you answer that question? How would you answer that question? Should she move on or should she wait? How would you answer that? I want to know. I want to know. How would you guys answer it before I share what I think needs to happen from experience? Because everything I share is usually from my experience of either working with women or from what I went through in my relationships. So let's see. Joe Watson said, move on, sister, move on. She said, move on. Who also believes that she should move on? I'm trying to toggle and look back and forth at all my answers. So I see move on, sister. What do you say? What should she do? What would you advise her to do? Especially my clients should know what needs to happen. So what would you advise her? Okay, I see time is precious and waits for no one. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. So okay, everybody is saying move on, move on. Yes, everybody is saying move on. So now we're girlfriends and we're just talking about this. We're just having a conversation, right? So for those of you who are telling her to move on, that life is precious, don't hang in there. It's easy to tell somebody to just move on, but how do you move on? Because your emotions are involved. You've spent pretty much, it sounds like, close to a year with this person. You were pregnant by this person. And now you were having, you had a miscarriage and you're having medical difficulties, and this person's saying, I can't handle all of that. So what do you do with your feelings? What do you do with your emotions? Like, move on and do what? Like, what? And then you heard her say, I don't want to keep starting over. I'm 33. I don't want to keep starting over. So what do you tell someone that's experiencing all this grief and pain and going through this trauma to the point where she's messaging me at 2 in the morning? I think it was like 2:34 in the morning, something like that. It was really, really early because this is on her mind. So what do we tell her? What do we tell? And think about you, like, think about your relationships that you've been in that's been hurtful, and you knew you needed to move on, but you still had this hope, this little glimmer of hope, and you grieved a lot. So what do we tell her? What do we tell her? We said, sis, move on. And then, so move on to what? What is she doing? What's she moving on to? How do you feel that hole in her heart? Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? So let me see what we got here. What do we got here? Okay. So let's see. We got move on, but give yourself time to heal before you move into something else. It's time to be selfish and heal yourself, sister, because you could waste more time by waiting. Ooh, that's good. That's real good. So we're saying that she needs to, in order to move on, she needs to move into her healing. Move into her healing. Move into what's going to make her feel good. I love what you guys are saying. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your comment. So before I get into how I would deal with this situation with her, if I was coaching her, let me just remind you that the tickets are on sale for Reimagine Love, a 3-day live virtual live event with me to teach you how to create your vision for love, but not only create your vision for love, but put into action how you can be an attractor of your love relationship. Okay. And this very topic is one of the topics we'll explore at length at Reimagine Love. Reimagine Love. And the reason I thought Reimagine Love was so powerful is because we're in a new year. And then, going through this season, you made it through the holidays, but then we got Valentine's coming. And this is a new year, new beginning for all of us, a new us. So our old mindset and the old way we used to think about love, sometimes in order to get love, you got to redefine or revisit what love is for you, what being with a partner is for you, and make it fresh and make it current for the woman that you are today. Who are you today? And then where do you see this vision of this love going? So many times we just want love. We just want that other person. But then when you get the other person, what you going to do with them? What's the vision? What are you doing? So Reimagine Love is to teach women how to get in alignment, because I am a big believer that if you don't have what you want, it's because you're not in alignment with it. You're not in alignment. And so I'm a big believer in the law of attraction and helping women look at sometimes you don't even know you have a blind spot, but being able to recognize what your blind spot is so that you can move forward and you can maneuver around those challenges that's blocking love from coming into your experience. So Reimagine Love is all about us getting really clear on what we want love to be, and not only what we want love to be, but who do we have to be in order to be in alignment so love can come on in, right? Come on in full fledged, right? Recognize us and we recognize love, right? And so that's what that's about. So in the link, the ticket to sign up for Reimagine Love is there. And so we have early bird tickets, but we have a very small, limited amount of early bird tickets, right? So you want to go ahead and make sure you click, tell your girlfriends, and come on so you can spend 3 full days with me and we can help you create that soulmate vision and put into action, create that action plan that you need to bring your soulmate in, okay? So now let's talk about how I would deal with this situation if I was coaching this woman or coaching you or whoever who's been with somebody for a certain length of time. You thought that person was your everything, and then for whatever reasons it ended. Do you move on or do you wait? Yes, you move on. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because the power of a woman is so powerful, when she shifts within herself, she shifts, she has the power to shift a man's perspective and a man's energy, right? So, what I would tell her to do is not necessarily move on in terms of just forget about him and just go on with your life, but I would help her process and walk through what happened and then help her see what was the positive of the relationship. What were the positives? What can you take from this relationship that you can feel good about? Because a lot of times when we go through breakup, we think about it's like sometimes love feels like, I would say, it's oxygen to your soul. And when it's oxygen to your soul, you feel like you can't breathe without that person. But really what's happening is that person occupied a certain space in your heart or in your emotions, in your soul. And because they occupied that space, when you try to move on, the hurt of not having that person physically there yanks you back. And when it yanks you back, it becomes tormenting. So you can't actually just move on like you walk from one room into another room. We all know you just don't move on, but you have to start to look at the situation differently. You have to change your perspective about the relationship. And then as you change your perspective about the relationship, usually you start to see why the person actually came into your life. And that's what we have to do when we thought that person was our soulmate. Guess what? He was your soulmate at that time. But who said that soulmates were supposed to last for eternity? Especially if you didn't prepare yourself. You didn't prepare yourself, or you didn't have a specific vision of really what you wanted to manifest and how you wanted it to look. If you didn't do any of that and you just kind of lucked into a good guy, then you left your relationship up to chance. But as women, we're able through writing, we're able through affirmation, we're able through meditation, we're able through visualization to manifest the type of relationships that we want to have. So while to move on actually means to return to yourself. Analyze the relationship. And I'm not talking about necessarily what went wrong, because in relationships, you can do things wrong, but a person doesn't necessarily leave you, you know? So it doesn't, when they want to stay, they will stay. It doesn't mean I've done a million things challenging in my relationship with my husband, but he doesn't leave. You know what I mean? We're still together. So it doesn't mean that he wasn't your soulmate. A soulmate is someone that you feel at home with and you're doing life with that person. But when that person, for whatever reasons, it could have been through death, it could have been any reasons why he was snatched out of her life. The main thing is we have to learn to shift our perspective when we're in these relationships, because if we go from it from a negative, hard, he did this to me and he left me like this and I don't know what to do, what you end up doing is you bring your vibration, your energy goes really low. And when your energy goes really low, you start to perpetuate low thinking, low talking, low belief system. And now you're susceptible to all kinds of other issues and problems and challenges and sicknesses. But when we learn to look at the relationship and say, what did I get from this relationship? That is a high vibrational thought pattern. And if you can hold a high vibrational thought pattern for at least 17 seconds, and you do it repeatedly for 17 seconds, and then another 17 seconds, then another high vibration thought comes, then another high vibration thought comes, and then you start lifting yourself up. And then once you start lifting yourself above the situation, you look at it and then you say, you know what? He was good to me. He was okay. But I'm getting ready to manifest something better, or I'm going to return to me and I'm going to be to me what I felt he was to me. Because a lot of times people come in your life temporarily because they're showing you the parts of you that's inadequate in terms of, not that you're not enough, but inadequate of what you're not doing to feed your own bliss, to feed your own soul, to not feel, that you don't feel protected, you don't feel loved. Well, all of those things, you have to learn to do that first. You have to learn to be a full person first. And when you learn to be your beauty, when you learn to really love yourself, when you learn to trust your intuition, because I'm willing to bet, and I haven't seen it fail me yet. I'm willing to bet her intuition wasn't strong, because your intuition starts to talk to you and tell you things way long before it happens. It starts to warn you. But oftentimes we go into panic mode and we go into overdrive, and then we're trying to work really, really hard to prove our love when your intuition was actually telling you to scale back. To scale back. See, when we hear when we get something else that we're questioning, we hear it, then we say, no, he loves me. It's your intuition telling you to scale back. Scale back. Scale back. Return to yourself. Return to yourself. And oftentimes, here's what happens when you return to yourself and you start getting into your beauty, you start getting into your love, you start building your intuition, you start building your sensuality for yourself, you start getting into things that feel your significance, you start vibrating high. And then guess what happens next? Something touches him, and something pulls some other guys or some other love potentials, and all of a sudden you become like a love celebrity. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants you. All of a sudden you could just be minding your business, doing your thing, feeling good, and then guess what happens? Old dude that couldn't handle anything will come back. He'll come back. They always come back, but they come back when you start returning to yourself. So that would be my answer to her. I wouldn't say move on. So I would shift that language, because when your heart is broken, you just can't get up and move on. You just can't, even if you are sitting there trying to journal and get your problems out and all of that stuff, you're going to sleep, you're having dreams, you're having all kinds of stuff going on. So you have to be able to return to yourself. Look at the perspective from a high vibrational situation. What did this relationship come to tell me? Yes, he was my soulmate for the moment. Yes, as I return to me, I'm going to learn to manifest my soulmate for a lifetime, whatever that lifetime is for you or whatever it means for you. But yes, if it felt like home, he treated you wonderfully. He came to deliver a message. What message did he deliver you? That's what heals you. That's what heals you. When you change your perspective on the situation and don't look at it as woe is me, but look at it as life is a school, including relationships. It's a school. And this relationship taught me what? What did this man come to deposit in my life? And when he deposited that in my life, did I already have the means and the wherewithal to do it for myself? Or was that part of my life so empty? And as he was pouring, and I started manifesting illnesses or whatever, it got heavy to him because he was already giving so much to me. Like, what was it? I don't know enough information, but what was it? When he was depositing, did it feel heavy to him because you were in an empty place when he came? So that would be my answer to her. Let's look at what message did he come to bring you? And then marvel at you were able to manifest a man for 8 months that made you feel good. Some people can't manifest a man for a week. Some people can't manifest a feel good man for 2 weeks. Some can't last a month. But you were able to manifest a man that treated you well, made you feel good for 8 months. So what are we going to take for that? And as we take from that, let's build, let's return to ourselves. And then while we're returning to ourselves, then we want to start creating a vision of what we want. Now that we have this information, we got to create this vision of what we want. And then we got to live by that vision. Live by that vision. Live by the vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Okay? So that is how I would direct her just from that little bit. Okay? Our intention is very strong. Yes, return to yourself. That's it. Let me look at my other comments and see what other comments we may have. Okay. I don't see any more comments on that side. But yes, that's what we would do. You return to yourself. You look at what you got. Because every time you look at what you lost, you go down. Your energy goes down. Your attraction goes down. Your ability to manifest goes down. Manifest amazing things goes down. Everything goes down. But when you look at what you gained, what you learned, you're going up. You're going in the right direction. And if you can hold on to that for 17 seconds, whatever you're holding on to for 17 seconds, you bring more of that. You bring more of that. So you got to watch what you're holding on to and for what period of time, because you start bringing things like that on that level. So if she holds on to, should I wait or should I move on? If she holds on to that thought pattern, she will start to manifest again, but she'll manifest the same situation with a different guy. And that's how we end up keep getting the same person, because we're holding on to the wrong thoughts about the situation and about the person. So I'm going to end it there. There's so much more I could talk about when it comes to soulmate relationships. And, I was telling, like I said earlier, I was like, I'm done with matchmaking. I'm done with all of that, because I believe we as women, we have the power to manifest love. I manifested love. And I think that we have the power to manifest love. But there is a process that you go through in order to train yourself to be a love magnet, not a man magnet, a love magnet. And once you learn how to be a love magnet, you don't ever have to worry about being alone, being lonely, all of those things. You don't have to worry about that, because once you have the skill set, that's just like going through school, graduating, getting your degree. You're gifted at a certain thing at your job. If you lose that job, you still have the same skill set. You go and use that skill set and you go get another job. There's nothing different about love. Once you learn the skill set of love, once you learn that skill set, you can manifest love over and over again. But I believe that this is my take, because there's too many unpredictable things that happen in life. We change a lot as people. So I don't want us to be in fantasy about love. I believe that love can last till death do us part, but there's some serious processes that goes on in order for that to happen. But what I want us to do is return to ourselves and make sure that there is nothing missing or nothing broken. And when there's nothing missing and nothing broken, you've returned to yourself. Guess what? You're where the party at. You're where the party at. You ain't gonna stop your ability from manifesting these amazing men that all treat you like a queen and all want to marry you. That's what happened for me. That's what happened for me. And I know there's nothing that richly different or special about me that it can't happen for you. So you want to treat soulmate love the same way, even in relationships. Think how many relationships that people have been in terms of, let's think of marriages or whatever. People have been in and it started to drift apart, and one person decided they were done and they drifted apart for a while. Usually what ends up happening, the woman starts to return to herself. And then when she returns to herself, all of a sudden, he's liking her again. He's in love with her. He wants her back. Or they end up, salvaging the relationship and moving on with a new relationship. So let us get out of the habit of being bummed out if something doesn't last the way we thought it was going to last. But let's look at the lesson. Let's take the lesson. Let's not just look at the lesson, but look at what you gained. Look at what you gained. What aha moments did you gain? Look at that. Be appreciative for that. And then return to yourself. And so I want to share a forgiveness, because sometimes we hold unforgiveness with a person. And when you hold unforgiveness, that's low vibration. That means you're going to manifest someone who is not going to treat you necessarily well, or treat you good for a little bit and disappear and all that kind of stuff. So I want to give you a quick forgiveness prayer, so that if you are in a situation where somebody left you hanging, or the relationship crashed and burned for whatever reason, I want to be able to leave you with something that you can start to do repeatedly. And it releases the person, it releases you, as well as starts to feel love back in your heart. And that is the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a Hawaiian prayer that fosters healing and regeneration of your soul, right? And so it's a very easy prayer. But when you think about this person, every time you think you have the pain, you feel pain from that relationship, or you feel pain because you're not in a relationship, I want you to start reciting this prayer, okay? And the prayer is, I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Please forgive me. Thank you. Now, some people start off with, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So when you're saying that, you have the picture of the person in your mind, in your head. And as you have that picture of that person, or you can look at the actual picture, and you're saying that, every time you say that, you're floating your vibration higher. And as your vibration starts to go high, the pain that you feel starts to decrease. And as the pain starts to decrease and you start returning, you have the ability to return to yourself and be what that person was being to you. You get to be it for yourself. Okay. So I'm going to say this again. It's Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian prayer. You can look it up. You can Google it. And you can do it either way. But I like to start off with I love you, because we all need to feel loved, right? Regardless of the situation, we need to feel love. We need to be able to express love. And if I haven't learned anything in these last few months, love is everything. In these last few months, I've learned that love is everything. So it's I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And if you can say those things over and over, you will be able to return to yourself. So when you're talking to your girlfriend and you say, girl, just move on, it's no such thing as really moving on, because it's just no such thing as moving on. It's return to yourself. Okay. All right. Do we have any questions? Any questions? This is still a little girlfriend hour. We just got like 1 minute left. But if there are any questions, I am here to answer your questions. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I am so happy that you guys hung out with me. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed that you guys hung out with me. Any questions? I'm looking at all the comment sections. All right. So no questions. All right. So listen, click the links in the comment section around turning up for soulmate. I have so much more to share with you about manifesting your soulmate and creating your soulmate vision. It is a process to doing that. So I have so much to share with you. So make sure you go and register for Reimagine Love. And because I really want you all to be able to have no problems, no blocks in having the love of your life this year. Okay. And as I said, I'm going to be teaching so many different things that I don't know when I'll come back to start teaching anything on love again. So make sure that you go ahead and take this opportunity to work with me by registering for Reimagine Love, okay? Because we got other things that we got to strengthen in our bliss. We can't stay on love a whole lot, a long time, okay? So listen, thank you so, so much. And if I reach out to you, if I think you are a powerful woman and I reach out to you about being on my team, being my business partner, respond, okay? Because it's time for us to come together, make money together, do life together, right? Lift each other up, push each other past our current complacent circumstances and reach for something more, reach for something amazing. Like get your dreams out. Get your dreams out, okay? And if you feel like you want to be in my world and you want to be in my space, you want to be my partner, even if you've never done anything like this before, I am welcoming you and I am ready for you. You can message me. Go ahead and message me and I will take you through the next steps, okay? Like, I am so happy that we're back together. Happy New Year. Happy New You. Let's get busy going into bliss overflow. I want to see you at Reimagine Love, and I want to start being able to connect with my new business partners, okay, in beauty. All right. So until we meet or speak, hug yourself for me. Hug yourself tight. And I will see you next week for Chat and Chill. But don't forget, this Friday is begins with beauty. So this Friday is begins with beauty. Okay. All right. Good night.